used to be an actor. Now I'm a father. There's my delighted wife, Elizabeth. Yeah. If looks could kill, literally. I don't know if she was pregnant in this picture, but she was clearly barefoot, so she's halfway stereotypical. Here she is now. Her eyes are dancing. We have 5 boys, no daughters. Yeah, and apparently that's my fault. I don't know how. I'm not the one having them, you know. But 5 boys. Now, it may not surprise you that I do hail from Utah, so just up the road a piece. Yeah, right. So just off frame there are like the other 4 wives. It was picture day for Liz in this one, and so she... It's terrible, I know. I literally, a master's in human resource management, you'd think that I would be more appropriate than that, but that's just the way I live. That's how I roll, baby. So here they are getting a little older, 5 boys, and she's getting a little happier. Oddly enough, very little changes through the years. If you'll notice... There, it's even a different house, and the clock is the same. We are nothing if not consistent. Here they are starting to take after her a little more as they age. No, I kid. She's just great. She is. She's she pretty much has raised these 5 boys as I've been out on the road for many years doing this, and I love what I do. It's great, and just in recent years I've been able to kind of pull back a little and just kind of pick and choose and do certain engagements so that I can be home with these guys more. This is why I do what I do. That's my reason, my raison d'etre or whatever. I don't speak of the French, but my wife just recently, this is kind of cute. She recently learned what LOL stands for. Didn't know. For the longest time, LOL, laugh out loud. And she thought it was, and many of you may have confused the same thing at first, lots of love, right? Lots of love. So she now finds out that it's laugh out loud. She's immediately haunted and horrified by past emails and Facebook posts. Buddy, I know you and your mom, they love each other still. The divorce is going to be tough. LOL, we're with you. Our prayers are with your father, LOL. We hope the surgery goes well. She's just cute that way. It's a lot of fun. All right, so let's talk about levity for a minute. Now that we've experienced it a little bit, sometimes, latitude is about letting people have a little bit of your time, too. You're busy, but if you're in a leadership position, ideally your role is to lead others so that they're busy, and then you focus on vision and everything else. This is a little commercial I did a few years ago for a church organization. Some of you will have seen this, but I think this helps to describe kind of, the whole idea. Hey, man, lighten up. Give people a little of your time.
Not today, pal. Dad's got a big presentation to do Monday.
Maybe Daddy can play next week, okay?
Daddy doesn't work. Daddy doesn't get paid.
People like Daddy's work so much, they pay him for it.
Occasionally.
What now? What's this?
Can I buy some of your time?
No, you can't.
That's too bad. Well, there's no real lesson to be learned there. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to attitude now. So, sorry, Leanne, she's having hot flashes over here now from... It is terrible, I know. So if latitude is what you allow others to bring to the table in terms of a fun culture, then attitude is what you yourself contribute to the culture as well. It makes sense, right? That, all of us would contribute something. Who knows who this is? Herbie K, right? But who is it? Especially if you're local. Herb Kelleher, Southwest, Love Field, right? Southwest Airlines, would you call that a serious industry, by the way? Holy cow. Yeah, maybe not Southwest itself, but the commercial aviation industry, yeah, very, very serious. A lot of lives at stake every day, millions of lives. Yet Herb Kelleher, 40 years ago,
had an idea that it's an industry that can afford to lighten up, right? I mean, here he is in his, CEO photo in a plaid shirt with kind of a devil-may-care attitude smile going on. What were the top 3 things that he looked for when he was recruiting and training and bringing his people on board and building his culture? Number 3, education. Got to have it. Show me some paperwork. I don't care if it's bricks and mortar or University of Phoenix, whatever you got. Number 2, experience and ability. Awesome. Yeah, we need you to be a pilot who's actually flown a plane. You have 3 hours in the air. Great. Perfect. Number 1, a sense of humor. I love that. The number 1 gatekeeper filter is, will you fit into our culture? Because if not, there's the door. These other things we can train you on. But a sense of humor and the ability to fit in, that's way too important for us. It's part of our strategy. I love that. It's actually part of our business strategy. It's one of our values. It's who we are. We lighten the crap up. Even though we are, flying millions of people. You've got the pilot up there. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We've just found out there's a centenarian on board. So as you deplane, please wish our captain a happy 100th birthday. Whatever. They have a lot of fun with things. And again, did it pay? Yeah. Almost 4 straight decades of profitability. I love that. During the 9/11 bailouts everywhere, people getting into all of their red ink and filing for bankruptcy, you've got Southwest Airlines just keeps chugging along. Doesn't need any bailouts from the feds. We're fine. We've got it covered. Here's an airline that's based on humor and fun. I think about what happens in the workplace with leadership is they're afraid that if they show a little bit of levity and frivolity or humor, that they'll lose respect or they won't be taken seriously enough. Case in point, I love the political season. It reminds me of one of my favorites, the 96 election with Dole and Clinton. Dole's people said, look, we need a contrast for Slick Willie. And that's the term that we all remember back then. And his, what was happening, we won't get into details. But Dole, of course, very serious, very staid, very professional. He's got the hurt arm from war. He's a war veteran. And he kept that all the way down the line. The minute he loses the election, where do you see him on? What TV shows? Letterman, Leno, Saturday Night Live, spoofing himself. He's in an ED, an erectile dysfunction commercial, walking down the beach in a sweater. Bob Dole, how you doing? This arm isn't the only whatever. I mean, you fill in the, I don't go there. But I mean, where was that humor during the campaign? Now, I'm not saying that you put a lampshade on your head and you're shooting off one-liners and a guy walks into a bar in a debate. But people want a whole person as their president. They want to know that this is a person that can loosen a tie and pull a little Herb Kelleher occasionally. Just sort of have the right sort of spirit about them. And I think that was damaging to him, among other things, of course. But it pays to lighten up. Harvard Business, we published this in the book, Sense of Humor is linked to a higher pay and faster climb up the corporate ladder. But don't worry, you don't have to be funny to have a sense of humor.
I was trying to explain this concept of, not having a sense of humor from birth on the Today Show. And I had people around the country call and go, great job, you're on the Today Show. Why did you feel it necessary to flirt with Jenna Wolfe? I don't see it as flirting. I've seen this a million times. Let me play you 10 seconds of the clip. You tell me if this at all feels flirtatious.
The fact of the matter is most people aren't necessarily born with a, your kind of sense of humor, very acute.
Yeah.
And you're cute as well.
You think I'm cute?
Well, aren't you? You're cute. Sure, you're cute.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't see it. They tell me it's in there somewhere. I'm not sure. My wife was fine with it too, so I don't care. Either way. What you think? So it pays, again, to act appropriately with women who aren't my wife and to lighten up. So.